We have this fast phone charger. We have a strong, robust scooter.
Yes.
The tire over here has very deep tread, so it works on different kinds of terrains. Generally, it's a solid vehicle. They feel safe. They feel comfortable. Where only scooties are allowed to be ridden to and from any of the Brampton GO stations. It's been a great success last year, and we look forward to launching another program. This year, all operators are launching a collective of 900 scooters, so about 300 vehicles each. Last year, I think collectively we did approximately 200,000 rides in the city of Brampton.
ਪਿਛਲੇ ਸਾਲ 2023 ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਡਾਟਾ ਹੈ 2 ਲੱਖ ਦੇ ਕਰੀਬ ਰਾਈਡਸ ਲਿੱਤੀਆਂ ਗਈਆਂ 200,000 ਰਾਈਡਸ were taken in last year in city of Brampton. 110,000 riders they use the scooters. दो हज़ार तेई ਦੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਸਿਟੀ ਆਫ ਬ੍ਰੈਂਪਟਨ ਨੇ ਈ ਸਕੂਟਰ ਦਾ ਪਾਇਲਟ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਸਟਾਰਟ ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਫॉर 2 ਇਅਰਸ। ਆ 2024 ਦਾ ਦੂਜਾ ਸਾਲ ਹੈ ਜਿਸ ਟਾਈਮ ਆ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਹੈ ਅਪਰੋਕਸੀਮੇਟਲੀ ਮਈ ਤੋਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਸੈਪਟੈਂਬਰ ਅਕਤੂਬਰ ਐਂਡ ਜਾਂ ਨਵੰਬਰ ਦੇ ਮਿਡ ਤੱਕ ਚੱਲਿਆ ਸੀ ਲਾਸਟ ਈਅਰ। ਸੋ ਇਸ ਸਾਲ ਵੀ ਸੈਕੰਡ ਈਅਰ ਸਕਸੈਸਫੁਲ ਈ ਸਕੂਟਰ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ। ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਬ੍ਰੈਂਪਟਨ ਦੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਕੂਟੀ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕਾਫੀ ਫੇਮਸ ਨਾਮ ਹੋਇਆ ਸਕੂਟੀ ਉਹਦੇ ਮਿਸਟਰ ਸ਼ੋਇਬ CEO ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਮੌਜੂਦ ਹੈ। ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਕਿ ਲਾਸਟ ਈਅਰ 2023 ਦਾ ਡਾਟਾ ਕੀ ਸ਼ੋ ਕਰਦਾ ਹੈ ਔਰ ਕੀ ਇਹਦੇ ਰਿਜ਼ਲਟ ਰਹੇ ਔਰ 2 ਸਾਲ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਹੈ ਇਸ ਸਾਲ ਆਖਰੀ ਸਾਲ ਹੈ ਇਹਦੇ ਬਾਅਦ ਐਕਸਟੈਂਸ਼ਨ ਹੋ ਸਕਦੀ ਹੈ। ਲੇਕਿਨ ਮੈਂ ਵਾਈਡਰ ਆਡੀਅנס ਨੂੰ ਥੋੜ੍ਹਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਦੱਸਦਾ ਕਿ ਬ੍ਰੈਂਪਟਨ ਲਾਂਚਸ ਸੈਕੰਡ ਈਅਰ ਆਫ ਈ ਸਕੂਟਰ ਪਾਇਲਟ program transportation options for residents and visitors. This is another transportation option for single riders. City created a comprehensive active transportation network to achieve Brampton's 2040 vision. So Brampton's ਦਾ 2040 ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਵਿਜ਼ਨ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਕੰਪੈਕਟ ਸਿਟੀਜ਼ ਹੋਣ ਮੋਬਿਲਿਟੀ ਅੱਛੀ ਹੋਏ ਟਰਾਂਸਪੋਰਟੇਸ਼ਨ ਅੱਛੀ ਹੋਏ ਉਹਦੇ ਤਹਿਤ this program was started. So Shoaib, how was the result from the last year 2023?
Well, Nathan ji, thank you so much for having me, and great to be back and doing another ride with you.
Thank you.
It was a huge success last year on micromobility in the city of Brampton. Riders have been riding all over the city, also through our exclusive partnership with Metrolinx, where only scooties are allowed to be ridden to and from any of the Brampton GO stations. It's been a great success last year, and we look forward to launching another program, great program with the city of Brampton.
So can you share some data from 2023, because last year I think 750 e-scooters were placed in city of Brampton by 3 players.
That's correct.
So how many will be this year 2024?
So this year all operators are launching a collective of 900 scooters, so about 300 vehicles each. Last year I think collectively we did approximately 200,000 rides in the city of Brampton. That's a very massive number.
Yes.
And I think this year that number is going to grow because of the great program from last year.
Okay, so ਅਸੀਂ ਦਸੀਏ ਕਿ ਅਪਰੋਕਸੀਮੇਟਲੀ ਪਿਛਲੇ ਸਾਲ 2023 ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਡਾਟਾ ਹੈ 2 ਲੱਖ ਦੇ ਕਰੀਬ ਰਾਈਡਸ ਲਿੱਤੀਆਂ ਗਈਆਂ 200,000 ਰਾਈਡਸ were taken in last year in city of Brampton. 110,000 riders they use the scooters, and 415,000 kilometers traveled and approximately 6,000 liters of gasoline was saved. That's what data says, and approximately 14 tons of carbon emissions saved. So this is a big achievement.
Huge achievement.
In terms of environment and riders.
Absolutely. And we're seeing, as I was mentioning earlier, the city of Brampton is welcoming 25,000 new immigrants every single year. Transportation, we're going to need better transportation infrastructure, housing, healthcare, and so on and so forth. But where we come in is we support that transportation first and last mile connectivity. In our industry, we use the term first and last mile, essentially someone grabbing a vehicle like this from their house, going to the GO station in our case, and then when they get to their last leg of their journey, they complete that remaining end of that journey using another scooter, and that's what we call last mile. This market segment is only going to grow here in the city of Brampton. The city, under the leadership of Mayor Brown, have done a phenomenal job of increasing active transportation infrastructure. And Brampton is now, staff specifically in the city of Brampton are now invited to conferences and talk about some of the incredible achievements they have accomplished, so that other cities can learn from the best practices from Brampton and implement it in their own infrastructure.
Shoaib, we have this $5 coupon. What is this $5 coupon for?
So one of the promotions that we are doing this year is if anybody wants to ride a scooter, you can download the Scooty app and you can enter a coupon code under the promo section called Scooty5, and we give you $5 for you to ride the scooter.
There were last year we saw some videos came out in the social media misusing the e-scooter.
Yes.
So what your company is doing so that kind of misuse is not used, and tell us also about the maximum speed this scooters can go.
So I'll start with the last part. The maximum speed that is set on the scooter is 20 kilometers an hour. In all parks and trails, the scooter automatically drops its speed to 15 kilometers an hour. On some roads, based on the City of Brampton's regulations, you cannot ride on this road. For example, Steeles. You can't ride on Steeles because it's over 60 kilometers an hour. So those are the speed limitations, and we communicate this very extensively through social media, TikTok, Facebook, and so on, and we do a lot of public events. On the misuse, you know, in every industry, you will always have people that are bad actors, and you know, we can't paint everybody with the same brush. What we do is we help them get educated on where they can and cannot ride. For example, double riding. A lot of people used to do that last year. We saw some videos of 3 people riding on a scooter.
That is not allowed.
That is not allowed, and that is, forget not being allowed, that is unsafe to begin with.
Is there any penalty for that?
Yes, so once we know who those people are, we block them on their account and they will not be able to ride the vehicle. We also do our part in educating them as to why they shouldn't be riding. In the City of Brampton, there is a communication and language barriers. So we try to explain them in local languages, Punjabi, Hindi, Urdu, and so on. And generally, most people, once they know that what they shouldn't be doing, they don't do it.
ਸੋ ਜਿਸ ਹਿਸਾਬ ਨਾਲ ਸ਼ੋਇਬ ਨੇ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਕਿ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਰੋਡਸ ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ 50 ਦੀ ਸਪੀਡ ਜਾਂ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਘੱਟ ਸਪੀਡ ਹੈ ਉੱਥੇ ਸਕੂਟੀ ਚਲੇਗੀ। ਅਗਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆ ਸਕੂਟੀ ਨੂੰ 60 ਜ਼ੋਨ ਦੀ ਸਪੀਡ ਤੇ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਹੋ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਰੋਡਸ ਹੈ ਉੱਥੇ ਆ ਬਲੌਕ ਹੋ ਜਾਏਗੀ, ਚਲੇਗੀ ਨਹੀਂ। ਔਰ ਮਿਸਯੂਜ਼ ਕਰਨਾ ਇਹਦਾ ਬੰਦ ਕਰੀਏ ਬਿਕੋਜ਼ ਡਬਲ ਰਾਈਡਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਅਲਾउड, ਸਿੰਗਲ ਰਾਈਡਰ ਲਈ ਸਕੂਟੀ ਹੈ। ਸੋ ਵਾਟ ਇਜ਼ ਦ ਰੋਲ ਆਫ ਦ ਬਾਈ ਲਾਅ, ਸਿਟੀਜ਼ ਬਾਈ ਲਾਅ ਇਨ ਦਿਸ?
So we do communicate to the city on a quarterly basis, actually on a bi-weekly basis, if we have had any infractions. Infractions matlab किसी ने गलत पार्क किया, किसी ने गलत राइड किया, we communicate all that data to the city. The city will make a position on bylaw enforcement very soon. They want to learn everything they can from this 2-year pilot, जो कि ये साल end हो रहा है City of Brampton में, and they will extend it eventually. जब वो permanent बनाएंगे program, फिर वो bylaw implementation, fines and other चीज़ implement करेंगे.
And what is the role of policing in this?
So we also have an open line of communication with Peel Police. They ask questions on, you know, what kind of vehicles these are, where can they ride and cannot ride. We do support them on certain investigations, the ongoing investigations. But in that, we have not heard any negative feedback from the police. I mean, with respect, they have some major problems that they're dealing with across Ontario. But we are available for them whenever they need any help.
So sure, last year we saw some of the people, not many, but some of the people, they took scooty in their garages at their home, which is not allowed. So what kind of penalties your company issue to them?
So the first step that we do is we educate them that they cannot take this to their house and they leave it there. What we have seen is majority of the people don't know that information. Once they know that, they stop doing it. Now, if we have repeat offenders, we will fine them. If they continue to repeat that process, then we will ban them from our service.
So what kind of fines they have? Like they will be banned to use the scooter?
They will be banned to use the scooter service. They cannot. We block off their phone numbers, you know, any of their data. If they try to sign on the scooter, the app will not allow them to sign on.
Okay, if someone is impaired, like cannabis consumption or alcoholic, so when they enter the data, and can they drive it? No.
So we communicate that you should not be riding this vehicle when you're impaired. We have an option on the Scooty app that we can launch where people will have to do a quiz.
Okay.
And it's a very annoying quiz.
Okay.
And they will have to do a quiz. If they can do the quiz and they can pass, they can ride it. So we try different tools. And
is that quiz here in the app now? No.
Not yet, but we will be launching that soon if the city requires us to launch it. A lot of this comes from the city. If it becomes an ongoing problem, I think the city will direct all operators to do that.
So right now, if someone is impaired and evening time they said, I'm going on a trail, I have few drinks and I'm going to drive this.
Correct.
So that is risky?
It is very risky, and they're riding at their own risk. No different from you riding a car. If you are inebriated, you are taking that risk, and if something happens, you are liable.
Okay. So that options will be coming in soon for
Yes,
for
yes.
the impaired also.
Absolutely.
Because then the policing rules come, then the bylaws rules
Correct,
comes also.
correct. Options available. We can turn it on as soon as the city wants us to do it.
Okay, so what is new for 2024? Like one is that last year you had 750 scooters in city.
Yeah.
Now this year total will be 900 scooters. What
Yeah.
else new in the city?
So we have updated. The city has given us more information on where riding zones and so on and so forth. So compared to last year, we have launched over 800 pickup and drop-off points, as in parking spots all
Yes.
across the city. That increased from last year. We have updated the software and the geofence on the vehicle for riding and no riding zone. We're pushing out more promotions to get more engagement with the public, and we're expanding our service to support Brampton Transit and Metrolinx, because the ridership is only increasing in those segments.
And what is the hybrid parking options?
Great question. So last year the requirement was this cable lock. People had to lock this to a bike rack or some sort of city infrastructure. When we gave the data to the city decided that there's not enough infrastructure available for people to lock their vehicles. So once the pilot becomes permanent, I think the city will look towards infrastructure options so that people can park this and lock this in designated locations. But for now, we have digital parking spots.
Okay, it's a very good invention now, because the province the pilot was for 5 years.
Correct.
So this is the 2024 is the last year for the province pilot
That's correct.
also.
Yes, yes.
And city's pilot also, this is the last year.
That is correct.
So
yeah.
you are hoping that it will be extended after this?
We're not hoping. We know it will get extended. So we have shared all the information with MTO. We're in active conversation with them. They see a growing need for micromobility for first and last mile commuting. I think that program is going to become permanent. We know that they're going to extend it, and we know that the city is going to extend it. Micromobility is here to stay. You know, you can buy. So, for example, if you wanted to buy your own personal scooter or e-bike, you can
Yes.
buy it from Amazon, Best Buy, and so on and so forth. This mode of transport is not going anywhere. Cities will adopt it, and Brampton is taking the leadership, along with MTO, to set the standard on micromobility in Ontario.
And what is the cost to drive this? Unlock and cost to unlock,
Correct.
cost to drive.
So the unlocking fee is $1.15, and to unlock the vehicle, and it's 40 cents a minute to ride. We also have, based on the public feedback that we got last year, we now have passes. So you can buy a day pass for $5, will gives you one 30-minute ride, or you can buy a week pass for $10. It gives you 3 rides of up to 30 minutes each. And we're seeing riders pick up those options because it's cheaper. It's a lot more convenient for them.
Okay, Shoaib, being a manufacturer, many times you got feedbacks from the riders, commuters, city, bylaw, province, police. So what kind of feedback you got, and what kind of improvement in the future after this pilot is finished you want to get done in the scooty?
One of the feedbacks that we've gotten for people, especially in this weather,
Yeah.
is put a cup holder for drinks,
Okay,
or put a hook to hold their bags.
yes.
People are doing groceries and things like that. Those are very small changes that we can do very easily on the scooter, which we'll probably implement for next year.
Okay.
But these are general enhancements, like minor enhancements on the vehicle. Generally, the feedback that we have gotten from about our scooter, we have this fast phone charger. We have a strong, robust scooter.
Yes.
The tire over here has very deep tread, so it works on different kinds of terrains. Generally, it's a solid vehicle. They feel safe. They feel comfortable. We're still, because this is still new in the city of Brampton, we're still teaching people how to ride it. So we're launching different kinds of videos this program. And I think more education will happen, and it will only improve.
Shoaib, these scooters cannot be driven on the side paths.
Correct.
And
Sidewalk.
it can only be driven on the 50 zone speed limits on the roads. And City of Brampton does not have the bike lanes. Very few roads have a bike lanes. Most of the city does not have bike lanes. So how to get that challenge passed?
So that's a great question. This is something that the city is actively looking into. The city actually has done a phenomenal job of adding bike lanes during the pandemic, and that is only going to grow because now they're seeing real data. Data is factual. Once they see the data influences the infrastructure and the investment that the city needs to do. Right now, you cannot ride this on the sidewalk, or you can ride this on roads that have a speed limit of 50 kilometers or less. You can ride this in multi-use trails. and that is only going to grow and improve as the data, we start collecting more data and sharing that with the city. Right now, the program is good enough to where it is, and the city has launched this in an excellent way. I think it's only going to improve.
So we have a traffic going on our back,
Yes.
like these roads where the speed limit is 50, and using the scooty along with those heavy vehicle traffic.
Yeah.
Is that risky? Is that not challenging?
So it is no different from you riding your bike, and I see that some of the buildings over here have their own bike racks, and I see some people riding their bikes. So it's the same psychology that you're using. You know, things that we learn in school, things that we teach our children: look right, look left, be aware of your surroundings. And if you feel unsafe, get off the scooter or get off your bike and find an alternative path. Generally, I think most people, riders, car drivers, do generally share the road. You do have some risk, and that is with anything, but you know, we have to go back to the basics that we were taught.
So for that we need infrastructure, separate bike lanes, so that this is safe for users.
Correct. Ideally, yes, but also there's education requirements by the city and also on the operators. The onus is on both of us, and I think as more and more of the public sees this on the road, they will get used to it.
So any kind of accidents reported last year from using the scooters?
Touch wood, knock on wood, Scooty has had 0 casualties, and as I was mentioning earlier, we do this thing called extreme geofencing, where every single street on the city of Brampton is geofenced, meaning riding zones, no riding zones, and so on.
Geofencing means if I take the scooty to Cambridge, will it work there?
It will not work in Cambridge, Ontario. You will be charged a fine if you do that.
Okay.
But the geofencing not only improves safety opportunities, but we also have to educate people as to where they cannot ride. Touch wood, thank God, no casualties yet on the scooter.
Okay.
And you know, we look forward to hopefully no casualties at all ever.
Okay, Shoaib, we wish you all the best and
Thank you,
great
Nitin
work.
ji.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. So ਆ ਸੀਗੇ e-scooter, ਸਕੂਟੀ ਮੋਬਿਲਿਟੀ ਦੇ CEO ਸ਼ੋਇਬ। ਸੋ ਅਸੀਂ ਦੱਸ ਦਈਏ ਜੀਓ ਫੈਂਸਿੰਗ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ। ਅਗਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆ ਸਕੂਟੀ ਨੂੰ ਕੈਂਬਰਿਜ ਜਾਂ ਮਿਸਿਸਾਗਾ ਜਾਂ ਹੋਰ ਕਿਸੇ ਸਿਟੀ 'ਚ ਲੈ ਜਾਓਗੇ, ਆ ਬਲੌਕ ਹੋ ਜਾਏਗੀ, ਚਲੇਗੀ ਨਹੀਂ, ਉਲਟਾ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਫਾਈਨ ਹੋ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈ। ਜ਼ੋਨਸ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰੀਏ ਤੇ ਸਿਟੀ ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ 50 ਕਿਲੋਮੀਟਰ ਸਪੀਡ ਦੀ ਜ਼ੋਨ ਹੈ ਜਾਂ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਘੱਟ, ਉੱਥੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਚਲਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ। 60 ਜ਼ੋਨ ਤੇ ਅਗਰ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਜਾਓਗੇ, ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਸਟੀਲਸ ਦੀ ਰੋਡ ਹੈ, 60 ਦੀ ਸਪੀਡ ਹੈ, ਉੱਥੇ ਆ ਬਲੌਕ ਹੋ ਜਾਏਗੀ, ਚਲੇਗੀ ਨਹੀਂ। ਇਹਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸਪੀਡ ਲਿਮਿਟ ਹੈ 20 ਦੀ ਸੈੱਟ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੋਈ ਹੈ ਔਰ ਟ੍ਰੇਲਸ ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ ਚੱਲ ਸਕਦੀ ਹੈ। ਰੋਡ ਯੂਜ਼ਰ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਹੈਵੀ ਟ੍ਰੈਫਿਕ ਚੱਲਦਾ ਹੈ, ਉੱਥੇ ਬਾਈਕ ਲੇਨ ਸਿਟੀ ਆਫ ਬ੍ਰੈਂਪਟਨ 'ਚ ਹਲੇ ਮਿਸਿੰਗ ਹੈ। ਉਹ ਬਾਈਕ ਲੇਨਸ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਸਿਟੀ ਆਫ ਬ੍ਰੈਂਪਟਨ ਨੂੰ ਇਨਵੈਸਟ ਕਰਨਾ ਪਏਗਾ, ਇਨਫਰਾਸਟ੍ਰਕਚਰ ਬਣਾਉਣਾ ਪਏਗਾ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਸਿੰਗਲ ਰਾਈਡਰ ਯੂਜ਼ਰ ਦੀ ਵਨ ਆਫ ਦਾ ਬੈਸਟ ਟਰਾਂਸਪੋਰਟੇਸ਼ਨ, ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਐਕਟਿਵ ਟਰਾਂਸਪੋਰਟੇਸ਼ਨ ਨੈਟਵਰਕ ਕਿਹਾ ਗਿਆ। ਸੋ ਸਿਟੀ ਆਫ ਬ੍ਰੈਂਪਟਨ ਕ੍ਰੀਏਟਡ ਦਿਸ ਐਕਟਿਵ ਨੈਟਵਰਕ transportation so that city's vision of 2040 is fulfilled, because when we have big infrastructure coming, trails coming, and we have another transportation coming, so this will be very helpful for single rider users. Let's all of us together use this scooties and save the carbon emissions. So ਇਹਦੇ 'ਚ 2-3 ਪੁਆਇੰਟ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਮੈਂਸ਼ਨ ਕਰਨੇ ਮੈਂ ਭੁੱਲ ਗਿਆ ਸੀਗਾ। ਸੋ drive carefully, wearing a helmet is not mandatory but strongly recommended. When you drive, wear a helmet because that saves your life in case of an accident. Second is there is a indicators if you want to turn left. So there is a indicator which is front and back indicators that I want to take a left turn. Then there are right turn indicators. Okay, these are the right turn indicators on front and back. Then if you want to ring a bell, there is a rotator. So it says some pedestrians are going on, so you can ring this bell by circling it. You cannot ride this on a sidewalks. You can ride only where there is a speed limit of 50 or less. You cannot ride this on a 60 kilometer zone. This scooty is encrypted with geofencing, means you cannot drive this scooty out of the city of Brampton. You cannot drive on the 60 zone. You cannot drive it in Cambridge or out of city of Brampton. You cannot drive anywhere. This is geofencing encrypted, means ਤੁਸੀਂ ਲਿਮਿਟ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਹਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਚਲਾ ਸਕਦੇ, ਸਿਟੀ ਆਫ ਬ੍ਰੈਂਪਟਨ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਹਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਚਲਾ ਸਕਦੇ। ਉਹਦੇ ਬਾਅਦ ਇਹ ਦੱਸੀਏ ਕਿ 16 years and below they cannot ride the scooty. 16 years and below they cannot ride the scooty by law. So 16 plus can only ride the scooty. So enjoy your ride, enjoy the e-scooter, enjoy and save the carbon emissions. So City of Brampton, they implemented active transportation network by implementing e-scooters in city of Brampton so that we can save carbon emissions. And let's enjoy a ride, joyful ride, and be careful while driving, because you don't need a helmet. Is strongly recommended you can wear a helmet. Enjoy the ride.